Thank you, Hasin. Well, next speaker is from Schneider Electric. Schneider is one of the French bigger investor in India, based in Gurgaon and in many other cities, producing locally and exporting from India.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Devashish and I represent Schneider Electric. Being the global specialist in energy management and automation has kind of become our identity today. Our vision is a sustainable future for each one of us, where we all can achieve more by using less of the resources of this common planet. And our mission is to help people make the most of our energy. We are a global company spread across more than 100 countries. Our presence in India is more than 50 years now. Globally, we are more than 176-year-old company. Our commitment to this country is revealed by the employee strength of 21,000 people, 29 factories, and presence in more than 76 cities. We have a broad coverage in the kind of business that we do here in India, starting from the medium voltage power distribution to the low voltage power distribution, the data center business of power and cooling, building management systems and access controls, industrial automation, solar, both on-grid and off-grid, and the luminous range of inverters and batteries. So basically, we have a good range which gives a complete coverage from the plant to the plug. Now, this is the energy equation with which we all are familiar with. We, our customers, our suppliers, our entire ecosystem of partners. This is very simple. We heard Mr. Basu talking about what is the installed capacity today, 274 gigawatt. We see that this, thanks to the rapid and rampant urbanization which is happening, the energy demand is going to increase by a multiple factor of 3. At the same time, we need to ensure that we need to keep our emissions low so that to avoid drastic changes to the climate. So it's actually more than a double whammy which we are into. So I think clearly we at Schneider understand this energy challenge, and that's the reason why we have kept this at the cornerstone of our business strategy and energy efficiency solutions as at the center of all our business solutions. We see energy efficiency not only as a resource, but I believe we also see this as a fuel for any emerging economy. It's the cheapest, cleanest, and the most abundant source of energy. We believe in negawatts than in megawatts. This is a term which was coined by Amory Lovins of Rocky Mountain Institute. And energy efficiency is a free lunch, not just a free lunch, but a free lunch which you get paid to eat. We see these 3 mega trends majorly in this decade: urbanization, digitization, and sustainability. Now, out of these 3, 2 of them, urbanization and sustainability, are actually, we are seeing it happening on a daily basis. Again, the rapid rate of urbanization and the unsustainable way in which our cities are growing, thanks to the migration which is happening in our cities. I think this is one of the reasons why we are seeing an advent of smart cities today. So we at Schneider, we have a whole range of offers and solutions in the smart city domain, starting from the smart grid solutions. We have already started deploying our projects in smart grid in states like Bihar, J&K, Kerala, and Odisha. Smart transportation, we have been hearing about smart transportation this afternoon. We have already installed our smart transportation solution in Bombay many years ago. So in a way, we have started and initiated this smart cities journey in India even before smart cities became a rhetoric. Smart water solutions, water and waste water solutions. smart public services, city surveillance. Very proud to say that our Pelco cameras are installed in the Parliament of India. And the city from where I come in, Bangalore, already has a city surveillance traffic management system running on Schneider Electric network. Smart buildings and home automation. And to give a very integrated approach, we have our integration services which combines all of this, keeping energy efficiency at the core of all the physical and intelligent physical infrastructure which we provide, ensuring that the cities which we live in are efficient, livable, and sustainable. We all keep hearing about energy efficiency, why it is important, why it's a free lunch, why there should not be any incentives for energy efficiency. It's a no-brainer. But still, we still see apathy towards energy efficiency. One of the reasons could be, and I'll take help from the old adage, which is seeing is believing. One of the reasons could be that energy is not visible, right? We don't see energy, we don't see its usage. So our endeavor in Schneider Electric is to make energy as visible as we could with the help of our hardware as well as software solutions in order to help our customers make use and leverage this visualization to take energy efficiency measures and make the most of their energy. Thank you.
Thank you. Any question to us in Vasu, please?
My question is on renewable energy. On offshore wind energy, you told that East Coast has a lot of potential.
West and South.
South. Can we have potential sites in the shore of Tamil Nadu? And we would like to particularly narrowly know whether Rameswaram has a potential for offshore wind energy.
I don't have the answer ready-made, but with MNRE, this data should be available. The Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, because this data comes from that ministry only.
Thank you.
Okay, but if you are interested, then do let me know.
Because usually this offshore requires 10 meters of sea depth, and beyond that it will be very expensive. And in Rameswaram we have a lot of kilometers,
right?
5 meter or below that.
True.
And we want to know the wind potential of that if it is there. Thank you.
Quick one, Ratindra. This regarding offshore wind energy again, with the higher cost of transmission, would it still be viable? And what kind of costs that you're talking about per watt?
Well,
cost?
it is true that it is more expensive, but it is compensated by first green energy, and second, the PLF is more than double of onshore wind farm.
Has it happened anywhere in India? You said
No. India is yet to go to offshore.
Anywhere in the world?
Involved plenty, and particularly in the Western Europe and the Northern Europe, plenty. I mean, they have gone in a very, very large scale, and with good success. Any other question on renewable?
Over there.
Mr. Basu, you mentioned the problem of a lot of waste losses incurred in transmitting from non-renewable energy. Tamil Nadu has a record for the largest installation of renewable energy. Have you made any study how efficient this has been?
Well, it's not loss actually. The question is that since wind is not reliable, not available all the time, the average 365 days, 24 hours, statistics says that 17% or 18% is the available power of that capacity. So therefore, if you install a 100 megawatt wind farm, then you should get on an average 17 megawatt of electricity. So that's the mathematics. So it is not a waste actually. It is because you don't have wind. So therefore, it will not produce any power.
We have a very serious problem this summer we encountered. in July, August, it peaked
Yes.
something like about 3,000 megawatts.
Yes, in July, August, you have huge surplus.
And
So-
suddenly, by the fag end of this particular season, the drop was something very steep. For a couple of days, we had the problem of a grid problem of.
Yeah, that's a
managing
problem
this.
of plenty.
And
So
from the problem of plenty, suddenly changed to problem of
Shortage.
scarcity, shortage.
yeah.
So we really had a tremendous amount of problem in managing this in the last.
You
week
said
or
it
so.
right. Exactly. That's why I said.
How does technology help in tackling this?
Yeah, so maybe I made a very quick remark. So that in terms of technology, you need to have a storage. When you want to have a very large scale renewable in your grid, you need to have a backup storage so that you can store energy when the wind is not there or when the solar is not. That's one. Second, you need to have a solid forecasting sensors and processing, which is available. It just costs money, but it is available, which can predict such kind of eventualities about I would say to the 80 to 90% accuracy. So if you do that, and on top of it, if you also install compensation equipments in the grid, then three things together will allow you to manage it better. But it is not going to be enough, because when you have, as you said, in the monsoon season, in the afternoon, you will have huge wind flow. And that time, if that particular region is not well connected to the rest of India, then that particular, let's say Tamil Nadu, will not be able to sell this extra electricity to others. So that's why I said that at the national level, you also need to invest in improving the pipeline of the highway to transfer electricity from one region to another region. As I said, the theoretical capacity is 44 gigawatt for a capacity, national installed capacity of 274. But by the law of physics, you cannot load it to 44 because of reactive power and other constraints. So you actually derate it, you use only 50%. So for 274 capacity, 22 giga is too small a number. So India has planned to reach 124 gigawatt of inter-regional capacity by 2022. That's 7 years from today, which is in terms of numbers. Today we are at 44, so we'll be at 124, or we'll add roughly 80 gigawatt in 7 years' time. So with all these investments, things should improve and allow better. And just for everybody's connectivity, just 37 years ago, the capacity of India's grid, if anyone can prompt me a number, can you just guess what was India's installed capacity 37 years ago? 10 gigawatt. We are at 274 gigawatt.
Thank you, Asin. I think we are coming to the end of the technical session. We have covered, since we started, water and waste management, urban transport, urban security, street furniture, energy efficiency, and renewable energy. In case you would like to contact the speakers, you have a leaflet at the exit of the room that you can take before you leave the room. And the last workshop will focus on financing. I call Mr. Fornage from the French Development Bank to make his presentation. Mr. Fornage, you have 7 minutes.
Thank you very much. Honored guest, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Nicolas Fornage. I'm Country Director for India of French Development Agency. So it's my pleasure here to present you very briefly what we are doing in India. And I hope that you will see in the presentation that you have we can see many convergence and synergies with what has been presented today, this afternoon, on the different topics which were presented. So just one slide on what is AFD globally. So we are a public institution, 100% owned by French government. We have also a global mandate of promoting and supporting sustainable development with 3 pillars: economic, social, and environmental. We're a group, meaning that AFD, stricto sensu, is working mainly is focusing on the public sector and with public work with public institutions. We do have a private sector subsidiary called Proparco, working with private entities and private companies. We also have a training center based in Marseille, south of France, on international development and finance. Basically, we are, like was said before, we're a development bank, development finance institution, and we're working nowadays in more than 70 countries in the world. Our annual commitment crossed last year the milestone of 8 billion euros, and we also crossed last year 30 billion euros of total assets. So I will focus on this presentation on our strategy in India, which has been largely discussed, obviously with French authorities, French embassy, but also with government of India. We have biannual meetings with them in order to see how we are progressing and in order to manage our operation. So we have three operational objectives. First one is to improve service delivery of urban utilities in medium-sized cities. A second operational objectives contributing to green energy solutions, including both clean energy, renewable energy, and energy efficiency. And the third operational objective by which we support sustainable management of natural resources, mainly water for water supply projects. We have a cross-cutting operational objective, which is to promote French expertise and know-how, a very important part of our interventions in India. And it means that our final goal regarding these objectives is, in the context of environmental global challenges, to support India's sustainable development through French-Indian partnerships. We have a lot of activities in line with these global objectives, but I will come to them on the next slide. We have also a cross-cutting approach on social equity and gender, and we have many tools to provide in order to support these different activities. Our main tools, to be frank with you, is loan. So we are providing mainly loans to public and private institutions. We are providing what we call sovereign loans, meaning with the guarantee of the government of India, but we're also providing non-sovereign loans directly to public institutions. We're also providing credit lines for what we call financial intermediation with public banks in India. So here are two additional tools which we are developing nowadays with Indian government. Multi-tranche facilities and possibility of risk-sharing mechanism through guarantees. But on top of that, every time where it's possible, we promote, of course, French expertise through different tools. We have what we call FEXT, which is a common tool used with economic service of the embassy. We also are providing some funding for seminars, study tours, knowledge production and sharing, and communication. But the important point is that, according to our mandate, all of our projects must have a climate co-benefit. This is very important in relation with the incoming COP21 conference in Paris, to show that all our activities are in line with a fight against climate change and adaptation to climate change. So basically, I was referring to our activities. So in relation with our strategy, first we have intervention on the public transport system. We funded two metro in two cities. So we are providing two funding for the Bangalore metro. 2012, 2014, and we're also providing significant funding for the Kochi Metro. These three projects represent approximately 1/2 of our portfolio. Then we have a very important part of our intervention, so in relation with what has just been said by Schneider and Alstom. So we're funding a heavily green energy sector. We provided line of credits to IREDA for like medium-sized solar, wind, and power and hydropower projects, small hydro. We provided the line of credit to SIDBI in order to finance energy efficiency, to support energy efficiency with more than 600 SMEs throughout the country. And we're also providing a line of credit to ESL, which is a very innovative approach of supporting economy in the public lighting. So we have funded many public lighting intervention in Rajasthan so far with this credit line. We're also working on, as I was saying, on natural resource management with water supply projects, 2 in Jodhpur, and also 1 project of forestry and biodiversity conservation in Assam state. I would like also to mention we have many partnerships with many think tanks and institutions in India. I would like to mention 2 of them, which are prominent. We have a good partnership ongoing with Bureau of Energy Efficiency, with ADEME, which is a public institution in France in charge of clean energy. And we also have a very good partnership with the Energy Research Institute, TERI, since 2008. We're, among other, sponsor of Delhi Sustainable Development Summit. So we have total, this is the progression of our cumulative portfolio in India. We crossed very recently, by end 2014, the mark of 1 billion euro. So as you understood this morning, we have this commitment to hugely expand our interventions in India. So this is my last slide. It's about new perspective and what we can do in the near future. We have many interesting things, many projects under discussion with authorities. First, of course, we have to be very clear on our goal towards supporting the smart city approach in line with our mandate by promoting the significant French know-how on sustainable urban development. So we are already considering fundings in Pondicherry and Nagpur, and we hope to be able to propose something for Chandigarh very soon. And of course, as you understood, we're already in Kochi, which is one of the smart cities. We're also aiming at diversifying our financial tools, maybe with more non-sovereign activities, non-sovereign loans, meaning without guarantee of the Indian government. This could be done through public banks, financial intermediation. It could be done through central PSUs, but also possibly with SPVs, for example, the SPV to be implemented for the implementation of the smart city approach. And finally, a very strong push we have to provide on the clean energy sector through more direct financing. We are aiming at developing our intervention at municipal level, but also we are trying to support innovation. And as was mentioned before, the huge influx of variable renewable energy will put a lot of pressure on the grid, meaning that we have to maybe work with relevant authorities in order to make more robust the grids in order to absorb this capacity and possibly to store it in order to deliver it